All right, I am extremely excited to shoot this video and go over the cash discount wave, what I think is going to come here in the future, the timetable on it. So my name's Joe Wagner. Folks, if you've been watching my content, I ask that you like the videos and let's go over this. Let's talk about this huge trend and this huge wave that's going on in the industry, which is the cash discount program, right? So we all want to be that surfer right there, riding this awesome wave, having a great time building our business, just cruising along. And a phrase that's used in investing is the trend is your friend. Okay. You're seeing everyone do the cash discount or surcharge program, whatever you want to call it, whatever you're doing. And there's a reason for that, right? So we're going to talk about that reason. And if you're newer to the industry and you're looking at this picture, or you're like, well, I don't want to do what everyone else is doing, that's like a lot of competition and stuff. Well, this probably isn't the industry for you because it's always been very, very competitive. And the fact is, and we're going to talk about it later, is that's helping all of us. We're all helping each other by all being involved doing this. So, and for those that still aren't a fan of cash discounting and aren't going to get in even after this video is done, the day is going to come, you'll look back, or maybe you'll end up getting into it, but you might find yourself crashing and burning, okay? The trend is your friend. Ride that wave. Get established. Time for you to start paddling out there and get on the wave as it's coming in here. Don't crash and burn thinking that this is not going to happen. So let's talk about this. The wave is definitely coming. We're not in a full wave at this point, not yet, but it is definitely coming. It's only starting to build momentum right now, folks. And what's so exciting about this wave is that there's never been one more profitable in the industry. Never. And I don't see how it's possible that there ever will be another wave in this industry that's as profitable as this one. That's one of the reasons why it's gaining so much steam at a fast speed. It's so profitable. And we're going to talk about that. So before I focus only on cash discount, I want to give a little history here. I'm going to do it quickly on some other waves that have happened in the industry, okay? It started with tiered pricing. Everyone was leasing equipment, doing tiered pricing. The wave that came after that was when interchange pricing or cost plus pricing, whatever you want to call it, became popular. And a lot of companies started doing free terminals at that point. The next wave after that one was the EMV wave. This was a fun one. This is the chips that are in our credit and debit cards. Do you remember not too long ago when there was not a chip in your credit and debit card? Well, that transition when we started doing that was the EMV wave that I'm talking about. Now, if you notice on all these waves, I have them color coordinated. That's because of profitability. Tiered pricing was the most profitable for people in this industry. When that interchange wave kicked in, the profits went down. And then when the EMV wave came, they went down even more. With this cash discounting wave, that's all out the door. The profits are back. They're bigger. They're better than ever. And we get to save merchants more than ever. So I'm talking to people that were on that boat where they got out of the industry and they're coming back now saying, Joe, I've got to ride this wave. I stepped away because the profits went out, but what I'm seeing and hearing about this program, you've got to be kidding me. And they're not wrong. That's why I have it bold, underlined, italicized. The profits are back, bigger and better than they ever will be. So I hope you take advantage of this wave that's coming. So let me give you little details on each one of those waves quickly. So tiered pricing, this was when you had the qualified, mid, non-qualified. You had these different set rates. And the cost for the business owner themselves typically would have an effective rate well above 3%. The next wave was the interchange wave. That lowered the cost down for merchants, right? It's one of the reasons it was a wave and picked up. It was easier to sell to merchants because you could offer them significant savings by going from tiered to interchange. But when you lowered the cost to the merchant, that also lowered the profits to us as the salespeople in the industry. So when I first started seeing interchange pricing, people were doing, 0.5%, 0.4% above cost. Dropped merchants' prices a lot, dropped profits a lot. And then what happened next was the EMV wave. The reason the EMV wave killed the profits isn't because it was a pricing structure, because EMV is not pricing, it's just the technology. But the reason why it killed the profits even more is because for the last 4, 5, 6 years, people had all been switching over to interchange pricing. So by the time EMV came, they said, hey, you need a new terminal. I'll get you a new terminal. And by the way, I'll save you some more money. It wasn't as big of savings, but because they were already on interchange at like 0.5, 0.4, when they gave them that new terminal, they chopped the prices down even more, right? So that's why now you go out there, anyone that's still on traditional pricing, if anyone's still doing that anymore, you're getting a statement and you're just finding people that are on like 0.2, 0.3%, maybe even 0.1. They're like 10 basis points. What's the point? But EMV drove that cost down and the profit down even more. So now we go to the cash discount wave that is building up. The cash discount program has almost zero effective rate. You're virtually getting rid of the bill as a whole. And as long as you're with the right company, there's only one fee. And then there's no because I can fees. You don't need to add annual fees and per location fees and this fee and that fee. You don't need to do that. It's just too profitable. So one monthly fee is the most that you should be seeing on a cash discount. And our profits are 5 to 10 times as much. Think about this. If you're new to the industry, for every one deal that you're signing on a cash discount program, we used to have to go out there and get 5 or 10 to equal that one. It is literally that big of a game changer. And just with that on the screen alone is why this is picking up steam. People are realizing all of these factors, including merchants and processors and sales reps. We all win by doing this, but it wasn't always that way. You know, merchants and processors out there claim that this was a fad. This is going to pass. No one's going to like it. It's going to scare everyone's customers away. You know, you've all heard that. If you've been out there and hit even 2 doors with this, you've heard that before, right? But more and more people are realizing that it's just not true. And they're seeing more businesses do it. They're watching their neighbors go to cash discount. So now as they're out buying stuff, they're actually becoming the consumer of the cash discount program. So if you're the consumer and it didn't scare you off, then it's pretty hard to justify not doing it at your business because you think it's going to scare everyone off, right? So we're starting to see that stuff. And most business owners around America have heard about this program. They've probably turned it down 1 to 5 times, depending on where you're at. You may occasionally, if you're going way out there in the country, find someone that hasn't heard of it, but most people at this point have heard of it and they've been turning it down. This is where we sit as of right now, as you're watching this video. This is where we are at. Everyone's just been being primed over these years and up to this point. I guarantee you, every major city in America, all the business owners have heard about the cash discount program. They've been approached by it. They've been pitched it. Some have switched to it and some say, no, not going to do that. And in most rural areas, that's becoming true now as well. Even small town America, most of them have been approached with this. You might find a couple of exceptions, but if you do, those days are coming to an end as well. People are becoming more and more aware. And what's cool about this line I just put up is this makes all of us on the same team that are in the industry, right? Every one of us that signs a cash discount deal, we're all helping each other get this wave to the ultimate stage that it's going to get to, which is the acceptability stage, right? It's where it becomes normal. But again, we're going to talk about that. That's the next stage. Once we are fully in the awareness stage, which we're not too far out from, it's only going to be 1 or 3 painful bills or 1 or 3 painful experiences that a business owner has before they just accept that the cash discount program is the solution to this headache that has just been causing them problems. They get this huge bill, it's $1,200, something happened in their life where they needed the money, and they just realize, why am I throwing this away? And they remember the cash discount program, and they start to accept that that is a solution that can put serious money back in their pocket. Once they can accept that this is a solution to the problem, this is the end game for the merchant sales cycle. This is one of my favorite lessons that I have. I'll put it in the description of this video. The merchant sales cycle, if you haven't seen it, it's a must watch. So the cash discount program is the end of that merchant sales cycle. And once we reach the point where people have started to accept it, they've had enough pain points, they keep rejecting and turning it down, and they accept that this is the solution to the merchant sales cycle, that is what is going to launch us into the acceptance stage. In the acceptance stage, you are going to make a absolute killing if you understand how to sell this and you're positioned correctly, because this is the stage where it's fish in a barrel, right? With EMV, the fish in a barrel stage was so cool because, everyone had to get new terminals for the new chip technology. So if the deadline was in 2 months and you walked in and somebody didn't have the right terminal, it was fish in a barrel. Hey, you still have an old terminal. The new chip readers are required in a couple months. Here, let me give you one. By the way, I'll lower your fees a little bit while I'm at it, right? It became fish in a barrel. All you had to do is find someone that didn't have an EMV terminal. This is going to reach that same stage. You're still paying your fees? Nobody pays their fees anymore. You know that. Don't worry. Let's get rid of them. I got you, right? Boom, they're going to sign up. This is the point where those pain points have piled up. They realize they are the consumers paying the fees at their neighbors' businesses, and they realize that they're just being stubborn, and that stubbornness is costing them, 10 grand, 30 grand, 100 grand a year in credit card processing fees. They're going to accept the program, and they're going to get those profits back in their pocket. At this stage, there's going to be 2 options on how you get these deals. It's just timing. You got to be working, because the next person that walks in, if they like you and trust you, you're going to get the deal. They've already been primed for the cash discount. They already know what it is. And they got enough pain going on that you got a good deal as long as you're with a good company, and as long as they like you and trust you, you're going to get the deal. It's just good timing. The other way that you're going to acquire a ton of deals in this stage is if you're out there right now establishing relationships. You're working with people, and even though they may not be ready for the cash discount program right now, you build a good relationship, they like you and trust you, and you let them know, hey, the day will come that you're going to want to do this program, and if and when it does, let me be your guy, let me be your gal. Here's my card. Hold on to it. The day will come where you want this card. Remember me. And someday, don't be surprised when they call you after they got a big bill and they just say, you know what? I don't know why I'm fighting this anymore. Can you come down tomorrow and let's do some paperwork? Okay, that's already starting to happen with some of the reps that I'm talking with. Get yourself in position, folks. And the whole point of what we're doing here, this cash discount wave, there will never be a wave that is this profitable, that helps merchants this much, and is going to be so easy once it hits that acceptance stage. It's never going to come again. So it is critical that you make sure you're building this in a way that it's going to last you forever. People are not going to be switching like they have been for years if this is done right. Part of that is making sure you're with the right company. A lot of sales reps out there are going to enjoy this cash discount wave on a very insecure relationship with your processor, meaning after the cash discount wave, if anything goes wrong, they can take your book of business. I highly, highly encourage you to make sure that you are with the right company. Obviously, I run Easy Pay. I invite you to check out what we're doing where you can get lifetime residuals. Make sure that as you build this and you enjoy this wave, that after the cash discount dust settles, that you built a business that will continue to pay you forever as long as those accounts are active. If you are with a company and you have any hesitation, don't be too proud to really investigate the deals and the relationships that you have, because it's going to make all the difference in the world down the road. So if you're doing this the right way, it will be yours. Okay, we already know the profits are 5 to 10 times as much. The reason why I put it in again is because this is not the time to be greedy, folks. It is not the time to add in extra fees. It's not the time to try to increase the profits with a little $4 fee, which all it can do is piss off your merchant, right? If you're with a company that sneaks in even $1 fee here and there over some tiny profits, they're risking your future business. You can't be with someone who's going to sneak in fees. There should be one fee and one fee only. Because we're the end of the sales cycle, merchants will stay with you because they're happy, not because you force them to via contracts, especially with leases. Folks, leasing is the most poisonous word in this industry. I understand why people do them, but it pisses merchants off. And if you're looking to build this portfolio so that your accounts stay with you forever, a lease lets them know right out of the gate, even if they don't realize it today, they'll realize later that you did not put their best interest first. You will lose that trust, and you're going to lose that account at some point because you were greedy on the front end. There's too much profit, and we're building a portfolio that's going to last forever here. Do it the right way. Just hook them up with equipment, okay? Great support. This is all done on the back end. If a merchant needs help, they want someone to answer the phone. They want answers right away. If their credit card machine is down and they have a customer trying to give them money, they can't wait till tomorrow. They need great support now. And all of those things right there are out of your control if you're not with the right processor. Please come check out EasyPay. We don't sneak in fees. We're not locking in contracts. We don't allow leasing because it risks our book of business as well as yours. And the back-end support from our back-end team and partners is unbelievable. You have all of those. And there's only one thing left for you to do. That's answer your phone. Answer an email. If they're reaching out to you, respond. That's the one thing that you have 100% control of, and it will make the difference of that portfolio lasting forever. Like I said at the beginning, this wave, the momentum is just getting started. You are still at an amazing time of this cash discount wave that is on its way. It is only building, but you don't have time to waste. You need to learn how to get good at this, and you need to get out there and get to work, okay? We're in the priming stage right now. Every person that you show the cash discount to that says no to it, you just prime them a little bit more. And it's my prediction that over the next 12 months, in 1 year from now, we will be at the very beginning of that acceptance stage. That means over the next 12 months, possibly, 14, 16, but I think in about 12 months, you're going to have that full transition into the acceptance stage. And you want to be in position because it's just going to be fun. You want to have your work ethic. You want to already know what you're doing. You want to master the rebuttals, have your bridge to close. All the things that I can help you with, you want to have in place. Right now, especially if you're new, you should be planting your foundation. You need to let your market know that you are there, and you need to establish yourself as the cash discount professional so that when they are ready, you've built some relationships that like you, that trust you, that have your contact information. And I would literally talk to people and say, you may not be ready now, but at some point in the future, I bet you will be. Please keep my card. I'll be expecting a call when you are ready, and I will take great care of you when you're ready. Folks, I'm telling you, they are going to switch to cash discount. Will you be in position to take that deal is the question. And then it's time to go. It's time for you to get out there and put in your 8 hours a day. It's time for you to understand fully the vehicle that we have going on here. This wave is going to change your life if you're one of the people that gets in position, is getting results, and is going to work. And whether you are brand new to the industry and you're like, look, I don't want to take 6 months learning the ropes, or you're a vet in the industry that's already signing deals, but you want to increase that number, I would love to work with you. I've got some free coaching on how to increase your cash discount sales. I've got some one-on-one coaching available. I've got the Netflix or residuals where I literally can bring you in the field with real merchants and show you how to overcome rebuttals and close deals. I want to make sure that you do not waste any of this valuable time that you have before the wave fully matures. I can help you save a lot of time and increase your average sales per week and per month. Make sure you get into this site. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything to get in. There's tons of great material. And also my book, If I Lost It All Today, is designed for you to fully understand this wave that's coming and to understand the value of what this business is going to do for you and do for your future life if you can get results and you take advantage of what's coming here. Go check out the book. It's inside the members area. Again, membership is free. This will take you 30 seconds to set up, and then you're in. Go get the book. Check it out. Folks, my name's Joe Wagner. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video. I will see you at the top and see you on the inside of the members area.